Hi, welcome to another edition of Onside SA. The league starts tomorrow. I'm talking about the British League. And Budge and I are going to be talking to our international pundit, Stevie B, get all the latest transfer news. But before we do that, we always like to start with last one standing. And Budge, we're ready to go with it?
Next Saturday it starts, Paul. So the guys will be getting the WhatsApps today, just informing them what's going on and taking a few $100 already. It's a lot of
I've
keen
spoken
people.
to Mark Curry and Joe Soma, Larry Weinstein, the Joburg contingent. They're coming in with big money. They want to travel. They want to make the trip. I've got the Egyptian cross-dresser, Michael Abud, Derek Ramsey from Wales, and of course our international pundit. They're going to take a chance of winning it. And Budge, one question the guy threw at me. He said, we're not starting this week because there's a Friday game, but there are Friday games planned.
Well, doesn't count, Paul.
Is that right? Eh?
Yeah.
Why don't we count him coming earlier?
Well, it's just that's how the rules were. Well, we'll have a look and make a decision.
As time comes along, because you know what, you get a situation where a guy says, well, I'm going out and I want to have Man City. I've kept Man City and they're playing Friday night. I think we should just say, bets in early if there's a Friday night game, because it's just a matter of responding.
Well, we'll look at it, Paul.
Because we've got to back up if they don't respond. Yeah. They get the highest rated team.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, Paul. You start the first week, people don't give you the entry, or so give the entry, they don't give you a selection. Who do you pick? What's AFC Bournemouth?
AFC Bournemouth. Yeah. We've warned them, don't worry. Yeah. We'll take their money.
So we'll give them a week.
We need mug money. We're giving them a week. You got a week, so you got the league.
Our man Garth Whitehead's in, first.
Colours.
He's back.
Yeah, I think you got to get those WhatsApp out. There's a big squad been talking. Everyone wants the bragging rights, Budge. You know, have you got your Richard Bay crew? Yeah, for a week.
They'll all be up.
They'll all be up, okay. Right, and first things first, we've spoken about that, but now let's get on to our international pundit, Stevie B. I believe he's on the line. Right, it's Stevie B. We got him on the line. Budge, he's over in the UK. And Steve, wonderful to have you on the line because it's that critical time where the transfer market closes now.
I know it's going to be a really hectic day. In fact, in the past, the transfer window often shuts at sort of 11 p.m. Today it shuts at 5 p.m. UK time. So, there's going to be a huge amount of activity, I suspect, today. But I think some clubs will be very disappointed. They just won't get the business done in time.
Steve, what do you think is going to happen at Old Trafford? A lot of people coming out, and it seems like it's carnage with what's going on up there.
It does. Well, they seem to have sort of really left to the last minute. And I just sort of read this morning that one of their backups was Jerome Boateng from Bayern Munich, and they've now agreed to sell him to PSG. Because United only wanted to take him on loan. I think obviously they would like Harry Maguire, but I'm not aware that they've actually made a formal, substantial bid. I think if they really wanted him, they should have gone all out in the last few days with a. And they know they've got to break the bank to get him. Leicester won't sell him for anything less than sort of 75 million plus. I would have thought.
Yeah, I don't know why we just don't go. We got all the money, and if we sell Rojo for 30 million, that offsets it as well. So I don't know what Edward was doing.
No, it just seems to have really left it too late. I know they also got Toby Arrowell, maybe as their sort of plan C now, and Tottenham would be prepared to sell, but Tottenham can hang out for the biggest price possible if they want, because if United are desperate and go for him, they're going to ask for 60 million plus, I would have thought.
Yeah. Talking about signings, what happened at Chelsea? 71 million for a no-name keeper from Atletico Bilbao?
It's unbelievable. I think it's unusual for them to sort of panic. Listening to a Spanish football expert last night, and he was saying he's a good goalkeeper, but he's still so young. He's 23. He really hasn't played at the highest level much. So I think it's a lot of pressure on him, and if he doesn't perform straight away, it could really backfire. But they obviously were caught in a situation where Courtois maybe was determined to go, and I think they felt, look, 32 million, whatever the final figure was, they get nothing if he stays and goes next year on a free. So I think in their minds they had to cash in.
You think Kovacic coming, or basically take that money plus Kovacic and call it square as far as the transfer?
I think the Kovacic, my understanding is that's a loan deal.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's an option to buy there. So that I think it might well be that that's a loan and they're actually selling Courtois, but I haven't seen the finer details of that one yet. But I think there is still going to be quite a lot of activity. I don't don't think Chelsea will be losing Hazard today, by the sounds of it. So I think they'll probably be quite pleased about that there.
Talking of London clubs, Steve, Arsenal, the takeover, was it 600 million for 30%?
Yeah, it's very interesting because I know one or two people that have Arsenal shares and they've held them for many years. They don't have any say anything, but it has entitled them over the years to go to the AGM, and they feel as if even though I think there's only 3% of the club is owned by the fans, they've always felt that they're a part of it. And I think this is the first time in the club's history that one person would have owned all the shares. So I think it doesn't affect a lot of people, but I think others are thinking that it's just it's not the way it should be. But Aspinall has obviously given up hope that he's ever going to buy Kroenke's shares. So I think once he decided to sell his 30%, that was it.
Stevie, the only new arrival at Spurs is Harry Kane's second daughter. When are we going to buy something?
Yeah, I can't understand what's going on. I mean, if they really, really wanted somebody, they've been linked with Jack Grealish the whole summer, and evidently he's said on record he would love to go and play for them in the Premiership. And I got the impression I watched him come off the pitch when he substituted the other night, and he looked like the sort of player, and his actions of sort of waving to the fans to say goodbye. But Tottenham don't seem to want to budge from the 25 million they've offered. And Villa, now they've got some money in the bank, irrespective of FFP, are saying no, that isn't enough for him. So I just don't understand. I know they like to play hardball, and Daniel Levy is known for that, but there comes a point in time when if you really want somebody, and you're going to have to pay the market rate.
Yes. What about your boys, Fulham?
Well, I think that there is going to be activity today. There is no question. We are after a left back. Our main target was Matt Target. It does seem as if Southampton are prepared to sell, but I did hear late last night is that Fulham are possibly hijacking Aston Villa's signing of Joe Bryan.
Okay.
He went to Aston Villa yesterday, had a medical, had photos taken in the shirt, hasn't signed a contract. Because his agent heard that Fulham were in for him, and he actually might prefer to come to London and play in the Premier League. So that's going to be an interesting one today.
Thought you'd been in for Luke Shaw.
I thought about that, and I'm surprised nobody has, unless the word. Because he keeps saying that he wants to fight for his place, and whether or not he's been given any assurances from Mourinho that if he works hard, he'll remain in the squad. I would have thought he'd be perfect for a club like us, but I haven't seen anybody linked with him at all. I mean, the one sort of move I read about last night was Danny Rose going on loan to Schalke. It just seemed very strange that somebody who obviously had a lot of interest, but when he came on and played for England in the World Cup, for me he looked really good and looked sharp and fit, but nobody no British clubs have come in for him. It's a bit strange.
Yeah, it is. Well, Stevie, the league kicks off in a day's time or so, and we just want to get you on record of who you think's going to win the league. We know it's not going to be your team, but who's your top three, Steve? Your top three.
I think City again. In patches in the Community Shield, they look terrific. I think City. I think Liverpool will have a good season. I think Liverpool will push them. I think Liverpool second and United third.
Yeah, that's exactly the same way I tipped them. Budge, how do you tip them for the record?
I won't be far from there. I think Daylight will be second again, then Liverpool. That would be my three. But obviously United, hopefully third.
Yeah, but that's the story. So, Stevie, we'll only know at 5 o'clock your time, 6 o'clock our time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether the teams have come, and whether these guys, the Hazards, the Williams, and all them are staying.
Yeah, I mean, look, they could still be, one or two come out of left field that we're not expecting. I did sort of hear some rumours that Arsenal are planning to bring one or two in, even though sort of Emery had sort of given the impression that was it. But I think if Arsenal bring in a couple of players that they've been linked with, there's a rumour that they might be taking Ousmane Dembele on loan from Barcelona, which would be with a view to buy, which would be an interesting to play him up top with Aubameyang. I mean, all of a sudden they could have a very credible forward line.
Greyhound up front.
Yeah, Stevie, and the chances of Fulham staying up, we want to get that on record as well.
I would like to think that that once they can conclude their business and the new players gel, I think that we've got a decent squad. I think that we've got a squad that should be able to stay out of the bottom three. I don't think it will be easy. I think the first few weeks will be difficult because obviously we bought Alfie Wilson. I think he's a really good centre half. He's not available for a month, but and it will take some of the new players time to do. I think Callum Chambers from Arsenal should fit in very nicely in the defence. And I'd be very happy, to finish 17th and up. I think that's a bit tight, but I think if we finished anywhere sort of between about 14 and 12, something like that, I think that would be a terrific season for us.
And last thing, Stevie, your chances of winning this weekend?
I think it's going to be a tough game. I mean, Palace have got a relatively settled side. They haven't changed it that much. Looks like they're obviously going to be keeping now. Unless Chelsea or somebody come in with a big bid. Wilfred Zaha, I think it will be tight. I think there'll be goals in it. I don't think our defence will be able to withstand the sort of pressure from Zaha and Townsend. But I think I'd love to win, but I'm favouring a draw for that one. Sort of a high-scoring draw.
Lovely. Stevie, once again, thanks very much. As I said, it's a public holiday out here. And we'll have more news next week and we'll know where it's going. Don't forget to, I've put you in for the last one standing. Get your selection ready for next week. Not this week, next week.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Stevie.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye now. Bye. Well, there we are, Budge. We've spoken to Stevie. We've done the latest transfer news. We will know more, as I say, in a day's time. Premiership now, we're looking at the log. Both myself, Stevie and you gave our top three, very similar.
Yeah.
Just to run through the betting for the public out there. If you want to back Man City, you have to take 6 to 10. That could change with a defeat. It could go 7 to 10, 8 to 10. So you've got to decide. But if they start winning and get 9 points in 3 games, it'll go 4 to 10. 1 to 16, top 4. Would you rather keep your money in the bank, Budge?
Yep.
Okay. 38 to 10, Liverpool to win the league. 7 to 1, Man United. 12 to 1, Chelsea. 15 to 1, Tottenham. 20 to 1 Arsenal, 200 to 1 Bar. So if you like any of those top 6 and you think they can go into the top 4, you maybe got to look at Tottenham 8 to 10. Have a good season, but the players they've got, no good. But Budge, let's go and have a look at the games this week because this is where you come into your own.
Yeah.
Budge, the Friday night game kicks us all off.
Well, Paul, let's hope. You never know what's going to...
1 to 2?
I wouldn't take 1 to 2 United. I think we'll win. But it won't be easy. Just until you see the teams, I think a lot of the World Cup players may not start.
Why?
Well, I think they have to have 3 weeks break. So
who says?
Well, that's the law. Apparently, after when you sign a contract, 15 days leave, you're entitled to a year. But I know some guys have broken it.
Yeah, some guys have played. Harry Kane's going to want to play.
Oh, guaranteed, yeah.
I'm just talking about Spurs, but then you've got Man United, Lingard, he's going to want to play.
They're all kids too. Let's
look at Vardy.
Yeah,
Vardy
he's not playing.
Why?
Well, he needs a rest, so they say.
He had 15 minutes.
Yeah. No, I agree, Paul.
It's hogwash. So this game might lose a bit of its colour, but Leicester don't want to come away with
but it'll be
thumping.
tight. They'll try and keep it tight. But I think Sanchez will have a good season for us this year.
Will Maguire play?
No. Could be, unless he plays for Man United if we buy him today. But I think they'll all start next week, Paul. I think they'll try and give them a week's pre-season if that's going to help.
Yeah.
And then
they should be fit.
crack on.
These are professionals. They're earning a matzah. Okay, Budge, Newcastle, Tottenham. What do you think?
Likewise, Tottenham were always superb in defence, but likewise, I think they're going to struggle. I think there's goals in this game, Paul.
You think so?
Yeah. Newcastle, they've been given their bonuses from last year. So, always tough to win up there, Paul. I know Spurs did it last year, but it won't be easy for Spurs. I think it could be a 2-2 draw, Paul.
Okay, lovely. Bournemouth,
I like
Cardiff
Bournemouth
City.
here, Paul, purely because Cardiff haven't made many signings and, I don't know, a bit of a panel-beating side. But I like Bournemouth, Paul. They normally start off slowly.
They're good at home.
9 to 10's in our bets.
Fulham, Crystal Palace. Tough call for Fulham.
Yeah, I think it's a tough game. Crystal Palace, I always watch, Paul. Townsend, Zaha, our man Benteke scored 2 goals last week. Win and draw.
Benteke.
I think it was 5.5 to 10 win and draw, but I've taken 2 to 1 Palace, Paul. I think it'll be a tough opening game for Fulham.
Huddersfield, resilient, but Chelsea rampant.
If ever there's a team that could be in trouble the first weekend, it's Chelsea with all the goings on. It doesn't look like a pleasant place to be. Huddersfield, remember they got the point last year. That's what kept them in the league at Chelsea.
Yeah.
This wouldn't surprise me if there was an upset here, Paul. But
What about this Maurizio Sarri? I don't know much about
you know,
him.
he
but-
came from Napoli. They play great football, but it's not going to be easy for him, Paul.
Yeah.
Introduction slowly. You know, Hazard came on in the friendly against Leonard midweek.
So
Is
he's
he going to
allowed
start?
to play in a friendly.
Well, that's
got to
the
get
problem.
fitter.
Got to get fitter. Paul, you just got to see the teams before having a bet. That's the
Okay,
hard part.
Yeah, that's the key. Have a look who they started.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have a team with Spurs. If Spurs took out their
All the youngsters in that to
well,
America.
No, if they took out their international players, said there's a clause you can't play. There's no goalkeeper.
Yeah.
He won the World Cup.
Yeah.
There's no Harry Kane. There's no Trippier. There's no Dyer.
Well, there's all the Belgian boys too.
The Belgian boys, every one of the
Alderweireld,
Belgian boys
yeah.
at the back. And then there's
Dembele.
Dembele in the middle.
Was Sissoko in the World Cup team?
Sissoko. There's Song.
Yeah.
They all
Son,
played,
Harry
so,
Kane,
so
Dele Alli,
I don't know what
Eriksen.
what
Yeah.
they're going to do.
Yeah.
Also, Watford, Brighton.
Paul, you know, Watford at home are hard to beat. Brighton were terrible away from home.
Yeah.
Another game. Watford sold Richarlison to Everton.
40 million.
40 million plus a few buy-ons.
What's
Brighton, I don't
Javier
know.
Gracia like?
Well, he's the Spaniard that came and he was managing in Russia. They started off well, but towards the end they struggled. So a tight game, but Watford are the
Troy
two teams.
Deeney's staying. Our man Troy Deeney. He said he's going to get fit. He said he was fat last year.
He lost 5 kgs.
Did he, eh? Well, I remember when Pochettino took over, we had a player called Huddleston.
Yes,
And he
Tom
lost
Huddleston,
14
yeah.
pounds. So they called him Tom Huddle because he lost a stone. yeah, Tom Huddle in the middle. Okay, Chris Hughton, he bought the South African boy. He sent him on loan.
Sent him on loan, Percy Taup, yeah.
the
Yeah,
man
tough
of man.
season, Brighton. You know, first season, all hands
they
on
bought a
deck.
brand
Second
new, they
season,
built a beautiful stadium.
yeah,
Okay, Wolves, first up. Now, the Molineux is a great stadium.
yeah. Remember, a mate of ours, Johnny Kirkham.
Yeah.
When they played the Champions League last, he made his debut against Burnley of all teams. Can you believe it? 61, sorry. Yeah, he'll be more than likely at the ground, Johnny. Everton, a funny team this year, Paul. They normally start off slowly, but I like Marco Silva. Richarlison,
Mini
Mourinho. So I think this has got a draw written all over it. You know, Wolves spent a lot of money. You know, they're expecting big things. They've been punted to finish in the top 10, but a tight game here, Paul. Draw for me in that game.
Liverpool 1-4. West
Yeah, it
Ham.
was 6.5 to 10. Liverpool to win by more than 1 goal. West Ham bought a lot of players, Paul.
Manuel Pellegrini.
Pellegrini from Man City. So we'll see. There'll be plenty of goals in this, but I think Liverpool, they look sharp, Paul.
Yeah.
All the pre-season games, they'll
Klopp's
come
no
out
monkey.
fine.
Likeable guy, no monkey.
no, Liverpool
Southampton, they clung on last time. Mark Hughes.
Yep.
They get the Sean Dyche's Burnley.
Well, Burnley are in the Europa League tonight. They play in Istanbul. So they've had a couple of games. They knocked out Aberdeen. Southampton, Mark Hughes got them out of it last year. Struggling for goals, Paul. They haven't made too many signings. But
Have they lost many?
there's 1 or 2 that have gone out, but no major signings. But I worry about this game. I think there's another game with draw all over it, 5-2 for me.
Unai Emery's Arsenal.
Yeah, it should be Arsenal. I mean, it should be Man City, Paul. You know, until you
They're
back
going,
them until
they're going to the stadium. So it could be a good game.
yeah, it will be a good game.
And
Arsenal
that's
at
Sunday,
home,
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
I'll
9
be propped
to 10.
up. I'll be propped up. Would you take 9 to 10 Man City?
Yep, they're in our bets. Yep.
Shoo. Okay, another championship. Championship started off. That was interesting. Aston Villa, Budge, they came from 1 down at Hull and they won 3-1.
3-1. Yeah, Wigan. Yeah, they won their first game, 1-3-2. They beat Sheffield Wednesday.
That's right,
Away
yeah.
from home's difficult. I like Aston Villa, 9 to 10. Now, you never know what's going to happen with Grealish. You know, maybe he goes sulking, he goes out to the nightclubs again. But 9 to 10, you would think.
It's only 22, eh?
Yeah,
So
you know, you
the
would think
folly-
9 to 10. Let's go. But we'll see tonight. If Spurs come with a late offer, but 9 to 10, you'd expect Villa to beat Wigan at Villa Park.
Blackburn started off with a draw at Ipswich.
Conceded late
Millwall.
too. Yeah, I think they draw a big play here, Paul. Yeah, Millwall conceded 2 in the late on against Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
So I think there'll be plenty of goals in that as well. But a draw a big player for me.
Bolton,
Well,
Bristol.
Bolton was the upset of the week, Lord. They went to West Brom and won 2-1.
Yes.
Reportedly, my Bolton mate said they played well. Bristol City played well against Forest in the first half. Conceded just after half time.
This is a tough
Tight
league.
game. Tough, yeah.
Middlesbrough
won
Birmingham.
3-0 in midweek, but they've just sold Traore, you know, the greyhound. He went to Wolves, the
Yes.
flying machine.
He could play a
He
bit.
can play that
Who's
guy.
he gone to?
He's gone to Wolves.
That's a Wolves.
13 million. I like Wolves, you know. Birmingham haven't made any signings. That's Gary Monk, the ex-Swansea
Middlesbrough,
man.
eh?
But Middlesbrough for me, Paul.
They've had 2 games.
Yeah, they played in midweek. They won 3-0 in midweek. They beat Sheffield United.
Ooh, okay. Norwich, West Brom.
Yeah, West Brom. I think this goal. They've got Dwight
1
Gale.
point
West
out of
Brom.
6.
Yeah, they got They got murdered. Apparently Nottingham Forest murdered him by the last 10 minutes. Dwight Gale did the loan swap. Rondon's gone to Newcastle.
That's right.
He's come back. You know, Norwich got a good result. They drew 2-2 at Birmingham last week, but I think there's plenty of goals in this. I saw 12-10 over 2.5 goals, Paul. So that's the value in that game. Notts Forest, I think, will be too good for Reading. Reading's got beat by
Who's
Frank
in charge
Lampard.
of them now?
Paul Clement, the guy that was
Yes, that's right.
he's everybody's assistant, but he's at Reading now, struggling for a striker.
8-10 Notts Forest.
Yep, I think they'll be too good for them.
Who's there?
Notts Forest is
No,
Aitor
Derby's
Karanka,
Lampard.
the ex-Mourinho
Karanka,
right-hand man, yeah.
QPR.
Next game, two struggling teams. I spoke to my guards, they said QPR were woeful.
They
The
got
only
beat by
time they
Preston,
came
yeah.
into the game is when Preston, they made their 3 subs, and the guy got cut, so they had to play the last 20 minutes with 10 men. Had one chance, never looked like really scoring. But Sheffield United had a bad start. They lost
2
to
defeats.
Swansea, and they got murdered by Middlesbrough. Yeah, so tough game. I think a draw is a big player there. And the last game, shame, Rotherham got promoted via the playoffs, and they got beat 5-1 by Brentford, who registered, or everybody thinks they're going to be a playoff contender. So Ipswich conceded, they scored late against Blackburn.
Yeah.
So that'll be a funny game, that. But,
put 5 past Rotherham.
yep, it was 5-0. They scored late too, so consolation.
Sheffield
goal.
Wednesday, Hull City.
I like Sheffield Wednesday. Hull City lost 9 starters from last year. All the loan players didn't come. The goal, I saw the goal that they scored against Aston Villa was
yeah.
poxy, but I can't have them until they really show something. So 13-10, Sheffield Wednesday is in our bets, Paul.
Stoke's got to bounce back.
Got to bounce back, you'd think. Won't be easy, Brentford,
won't
but
be
with
a
all the players they've got and at home, you'd expect 13-10 Stoke to be a good bet. You know,
All right.
Swansea, Preston, you know, we haven't got a striker. I said,
Yeah.
my mate over there, she said, we're struggling, our main man's out. So if we can get a draw at Swansea, who played well in winning at Sheffield United, not easy to go there. And the last game, Paul, everyone's jumping up and down about Derby. I think Leeds can get a result there.
Yeah, Derby
they
beat Reading in injury time.
Injury time, where Leeds beat Stoke, and Stoke
Yeah.
with all the players, they beat them 3-1. They beat them,
28-10 Leeds United.
you know, win and draw 8-10, Paul, you know.
That's us.
Look at that. It's not in our bets, but...
Okay,
it's one of
now the league's hotting up in South
Yeah.
Africa. It's going to be a tough year. The Chiefs have realised that from their
Yep.
opening games. But just to have a look at Tuesday's results, Budge. Polokwane got beat by Sundowns.
Yeah, Sundown's good team, Paul.
Oh,
Yeah,
they-
Polokwane
they've
at the
lost
back,
Tau
dodgy.
and they've lost
Percy Town, Billiard's gone to Chiefs, but they stacked, Paul. They've got plenty
Yeah.
of players.
Chiefs got rolled by Wits.
Yeah, so, of course, scored some good goals, Bidvest. You know, after last year, Gavin's team finished 13th. You knew they were going to rebound.
Yes.
But it's always hard to beat Chiefs. But as a wake-up
Good
call
start for
Chiefs.
Wits.
Yeah, top of the league, 6 points. Them and Bloem Celtic.
Okay, Wednesday, Supersport beat Amazulu.
Yeah, Amazulu at home, Paul. That's going to determine their season.
Right,
They
they don't
play in
travel.
Mlazi, they don't travel too well, maybe get a draw away. But SuperSport were under pressure. They were terrible against Cape Town City previous Saturday, so they had to bounce back.
Pirates, another win.
Yeah,
Or-
squeaked
how,
in against Chipper, 1-0.
how
Yeah.
did they go first game?
No, they drew 1-0. They
That's
cost
right,
us
yeah.
our bet with Highlands, 1-0
Yeah.
at home.
Baraka beat Cape Town
Yeah,
City.
they were 2 up early. you
But
know.
that's a surprise result for
Yeah,
me.
but it's not easy going to
Go to play
Polokwane,
Baraka,
these
yeah.
plays. It's not easy. But
Free
2-1
State Stars. Now that's Steve Compella.
No, he's a Bloem Celtic. They
He's
joined
a-
top
okay,
with...
sorry.
that's
That's
Luke
a-
Email. I thought he was going to Chiefs, but they won the Nedbank Cup Challenge last year.
Maritzburg United 2 defeats.
Yeah, I watched them against Arrows. Arrows scored 2 good goals,
Yeah.
but something amiss at the moment.
They sold. You can't sell players, top players.
Yeah.
Golden Arrows got rolled at home to
Yeah.
Bloem Celtic.
Bad result for Clint Larson.
Yeah. Okay, now to win the league,
It's empty and 8 this
sorry,
week,
empty
yeah.
and 8. Sundowns 22-10, Chiefs 33-10, Pirates 33-10, 6-1 Cape Town, 8-1 Maritzburg, 12-1 Supersport, 16 Free State Stars, and 25-1 Golden Arrows.
Yeah, if I was having a bet, Paul, I watched the Chiefs Sundowns game. I was quite impressed with Chiefs. I know they got beat by Gavin's team in midweek. If I was having an interest, I think they'll beat Free State Stars 33-10, Paul. I think it's worth an interest.
Okay, on we go now, Budge. Let's see what's happening here. These are the games coming up.
Quarterfinals, yeah.
Quarterfinal matches. Sundowns, what are they, 5-10?
5-10. They should beat Arrows, you know, just watching Arrows, Maritzburg. You know, Sundowns, if they play like they normally play, big-time cup team, Paul, I think they'll be too good for Arrows.
Chiefs, Free State Stars?
You know, Chiefs have now, this is a game they haven't won a trophy in 3 years.
Haven't they?
No, so
Sounds
that's
like
a big
Spurs.
game for them. Yeah, remember with the riot in Durban, that was when Free State Stars beat them.
Okay,
But,
that's right.
I think Chiefs will beat them, Paul, yeah.
Pirates? Supersport.
Never know with Pirates, but I'm disappointed in Supersport watching them against Cape Town City. You never know with Pirates, Paul. They never score many goals.
Yeah.
But draw a player there, and the last 9 meetings, Supersport haven't lost to Pirates. But
Maritzburg United, Cape Town City, they both started.
I like Cape Town City, Paul.
Well.
Benny has a go. He doesn't care, and the pressure will slowly come on Fadlu Davids at Maritzburg.
Looks like Benny has a go in the kitchen as well. He's put on a bit of weight, eh?
Yeah, well, pre-season, he
was
doesn't
some
train
player.
anymore.
Doesn't train. He was some player.
Top player, Benny, you're right.
All right, let's look at your soccer sixes. Easy to understand that, but
Yeah, well, Bankhead Sundowns to beat Golden Arrows. The French league starts this week. It's the only league of the other main European leagues that starts this week. I've gone Monaco, win and draw against Nantes. I've Bankhead Chiefs to beat Free State Stars. I've gone the field with Lille and Rennes, Montpellier, Dijon, and I've gone Pirates, win and draw against Supersport 216.
okay, the next one, Budge.
Yeah, the next one is obviously the Premiership. I've Bankhead Bournemouth to beat Cardiff. I've gone Crystal Palace, win and draw at Fulham. Chelsea looking for the upset, win and draw at Huddersfield. I think Forest will be too good for Reading. And I've gone the field in Watford, Brighton, and the Wolves-Everton game, 216.
Okie dokie, now the 10.
Yeah, the 10, I've Bankhead Fulham, which you'll know is our main play for, Bournemouth, our main play for the weekend. I've gone Crystal Palace, win and draw at Fulham. Chelsea, win and draw at Huddersfield. I've Bankhead Middlesbrough to beat Birmingham City. I've gone the field with Norwich, West Brom.
Okay.
Second page, I've gone Nottingham Forest to beat Reading. I've Bankhead Sheffield Wednesday to beat Hull City. I've gone Watford, win and draw at home against Brighton. I've gone Derby, win and draw against Leeds. And I've gone the field, Wolves against Everton, 288.
All right, and now the big one.
The 13, I've Bankhead Bournemouth to beat Cardiff City. Crystal Palace, win and draw at Fulham. Chelsea, win and draw at Huddersfield. I've gone Watford, win and draw against Brighton. Win and draw Everton. I think Everton have got a squeak to cause an upset there. So I've gone Everton, win and draw at Wolves. I've Bankhead Villa to beat Wigan. I've gone Blackburn, win and draw against Millwall. Second page, I've gone Derby, win and draw at home against Leeds.
There's a 35 million pool.
Yeah, expected, yeah.
35 million, that's fantastic.
Brilliant. We'll be having
Sorry,
a go, that's for
carry
sure.
on, Butch.
Yeah, I've gone Derby, win and draw at home against Leeds. I've Bankhead Middlesbrough to beat Birmingham. Notts Forest to beat Reading. I've gone the field with QPR Sheffield. And the last two are our Swedish Allsvenskan matches. Malmo in the Champions League. They should be too good away at Dalkurd, who are second bottom. And Orebro going well against Bromma-Pochkana, Paul. You know they are?
The
biggest club in the world. They've lost all 8 away games this year.
We'll make it 9.
Yep. So 307 rands I play in the Soccer 13.
All right, now Budgie's best bets. For me, the best part of the show.
Yep. We've
Budge,
taken a Premiership quad. I've gone
explain that to me.
Bournemouth to beat Cardiff.
Okay.
Much to Stevie's disgust, I've gone Crystal Palace to beat Fulham, 2-1, and Man City. They've all 3 must win. Man City are at Arsenal.
All 3 have got a bit of opposition.
Yeah,
They're
that's
not
tough for
pushovers.
first
Yeah,
week.
tough.
And I've
First
gone
week.
Liverpool to beat West Ham by more than 1 goal. So 17-1, Paul. So in we go. Both teams to score, the quartet there. I've gone Newcastle Spurs.
I don't know if Newcastle will score.
Oh. I've gone Bournemouth Cardiff. Always goals at Bournemouth. Huddersfield Chelsea. And Wolves Everton, 2,200 to 200.
Okay.
On to our championship quartet. I've gone Aston Villa to beat Wigan. Middlesbrough to beat Birmingham City. I've gone Notts Forest to beat Reading. Sheffield Wednesday to beat Hull City, 2,200 to 200. And I've added an extra team. Last week, Paul, I think there was 1 team that never scored
That's
in
right,
the championship. That
Who
was a team
that?
that played Preston, 1-0. Thankfully, they never scored.
Yeah.
So we've gone 5 teams, Paul. Blackburn, Millwall, Bolton, Bristol City, Derby, Leeds, Norwich, West Brom, and Rotherham, Ipswich, 20-1, 4,200.
Sure.
Yep, then we go. Our Swedish fiver, Paul, we're going to carry on with the Swedish league. Yeah, it's at the right time of the day with the American Brazilians at all hours of the night. So I've gone Östersunds to beat Kalmar, Orebro to beat Bromma-Pochkana, AEK Stockholm to beat Elfsborg by more than 1 goal, and both teams to score in the IFK Gothenburg Sirius and Trelleborg. Sorry, that's IFK. I've got that wrong there. I've made a mistake there. Yeah.
Serious
It's IFK Gothenburg, yeah, and obviously Trelleborg game Sirius. And the last game, our Collis King 6 or Nixer, I've gone Liverpool to beat West Ham, Man City to beat Arsenal, Notts Forest to beat Reading, Sheffield Wednesday to beat Hull City, AOK Stockholm to beat Augsburg, and Malmo to beat Dalkurd, 3,300 to 200.
Fantastic. Well, budgets, it's always a great time we get
Yep.
this part. The league's about to start. And
Tomorrow night, yeah. And it's on, fortunately, not like the Championship. Yeah.
Also, every Premier League game will be on,
Yeah.
because Spurs are the second Premier League game. They're
they're
early
on
on,
+1, yeah.
early on up there, and it's going to be very interesting. We'll know more about the transfers today.
Yeah,
There'll
today-
be last minute. So I'm pleased it's 5 o'clock in England,
Yeah.
which is 6 o'clock here, because there's no grey area. But in Europe, they can still buy.
Yeah, till the end of the month is in
So we
Europe.
could still sell.
You
but
can sell, but yeah, you can't buy players. Then you can loan players.
Yes.
You can bring the loan players in.
You can only get X amount to loan players. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You can't get like 12 loan players.
Yeah.
You
It's
can
only fair though.
Yeah, it's only
Man
fair.
City have done a deal with one of the, say Girona, which they are the part owner of the club. Imagine if they sent 12 of their squad players, it wouldn't be right, would it?
No, it wouldn't be. All right, well, Budge, I'm really looking forward to it, and it should be very interesting. And until we meet again, stay on side.